Vista Community Television presents Bella Vista and Beyond. Today our hosts are Trish Ayers and Bambi Crozier. We will be talking about what's happening at Concordia and our own Bella Vista Community Television. And now to the studio for the program.
Welcome to Bella Vista and Beyond, and I am one of your hosts, Trisha Ayers, and we have a new co-host, Bambi Crozier. Bambi, welcome.
Thank you.
It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
I feel that I have not been here since November, I think, so it's so nice to be back up and into our new normal right now, and that's why I thought it was very important to invite our very good friend, Cindee Johnson from Concordia Retirement, to be our guest today. So Cindee, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, and I have to say I'm in mask due to our lovely residents, protecting myself at all costs.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for being here today. I think it's really important for you to come and tell the community what a great job Concordia is doing with adhering to all the so many regulations that you have to adhere to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the general public realizes all the things that you have to do to be keeping the residents safe and doing such a great job. So can you tell me some of the things that have been happening at Concordia right now?
Well, it's an ever-changing world because there were so many unknowns with this virus that the CDC and the Department of Health were giving us updates, sometimes 2 to 3 per day. So the new norm now is we are definitely adhering to all restrictions. So the employees are the only ones allowed in the building. And of course, we have to be tested every day, our temperature taken, all the questions answered, if anything has changed since we've been there. And it took a while to find a rhythm to this new way of life. And I would have to say it was a challenge. I'm not gonna, I'll be honest about that. But we have now gotten it down to a system, and thank goodness for our nurse and our leadership that helped us through this and in communication with the residents and keeping them abreast of what's going on. So I would say that we've succeeded. We don't have any cases, and I'm so proud to say that, on the entire campus. And we're continuing to follow everything. Some of the things that we're doing for our residents because of this pandemic is that we're doing grocery shopping for them. So 2 days a week, we have a husband and wife team, employees, that will go to Walmart, and they have, I don't know how many carts, Walmart now knows us, and they gather in lists and come back and distribute to the residents. So that's been a really great service. Has there been extra work? Absolutely, and I would say one of the challenges is for the employees to be able to put on any hat at any given time. And I just want to commend all the employees and the staff for doing that. As far as our dining room experience goes, we don't have one anymore. We are bringing dining to their rooms. So I actually had the opportunity to pack up the food, take it, and serve it. And I'll tell you, between 150, 170 residents, that is a challenge, keeping the food warm, getting it to them. And it was a lot of work, but I think that since we have each done different jobs, it's created this cohesiveness. When times get tough, you get together and you kind of, just step it up and say, we're going to do whatever it takes. And I've seen that, and that is very rewarding. So as far as activities go, if there is anybody that's gone off property, they have to come back and stay quarantined. So some are kept away for a little bit. But the activities, obviously 10 or less, 6 feet apart, and we wear masks. So if we have a game one day, we may have that same game or activity 3 to 4 times to, accommodate all of the people that want to attend. But activities director and team heads have had the opportunity to get very creative and innovative as far as what are we going to do. You know, it's healthy to be outside, so we've created walk day. We have pet walking day. We have outside, you know, barbecues with distancing and things like that. But even in our assisted living, we've done hallway exercises where the residents will stay in their rooms, but somebody outside in the hallway will be leading them. Or we can do, I've taken my exercise into the assisted living and I do it one-on-one. So go to room or whoever wants to, you know, participate. So that's been successful. But keeping the morale high, keeping the bodies moving is always a challenge. And
Right.
I think that we are continuing to do that.
I think
So-
one of the benefits that you have your property is that it's so beautiful. You have that wonderful area inside where the apartments are, that green area, and I know you have a gazebo and barbecue, and just the outside area being able to walk,
Yes.
which some of the facilities, some of the senior communities don't have that luxury, I don't think. So I think being a more mature property,
Yes.
it feels more like home than it does. I know I have a gentleman that I help who is in another facility in Rogers, and he is going a little stir crazy because there
Yes.
isn't the opportunity to
Yes.
get out as much. But I know with them, they've been Skyping relatives and doing that. One of my questions, I know something I've dealt with this gentleman, is that he had doctor's appointments, some of which were not imperative, but a few were follow-ups that needed to have blood work, and it's been very interesting that he's not been able to go right now.
Right.
We've kept rescheduling. How about at your facility? Have you had any medical issues that people, not corona, but you know,
Right.
things where people had to go out? Do they have to quarantine, as you were saying, once they come back in?
Yes, let me mention the garden first of
Yes,
all, because
please.
it has been a lifesaver. We have a huge garden in the back of the property that is stunning and gorgeous, and thank goodness for it. And then we do have one in our courtyard too, so that has been a huge lifesaver, just to get out and see the beauty and hear the birds sing. Kind of raises your whole persona, your whole everything. So, doctor's appointments.
Yes, ma'am.
Only emergencies. And we have to sometime, well, all the time, take it case by case. Do we deem this an emergency? Is it something that is really necessary? If anybody leaves property, they have to be quarantined for 5 days coming back.
Okay.
If somebody goes to a hospital, an emergency room, a facility, when they come back, they have to be quarantined for 14 days. So again, upon coming back to property, temperature taken, you know, all the criteria, all the forms have to be filled out, because we are, you know, we're just all about keeping safe.
And we're so thankful for that. I'd like to thank you because,
Yes.
you know, as we have followed, you know, I work for an adult day program. We were shut down and we are gradually opening up. In our first phase, we only had 3 clients in there, so we could figure out the social distancing
Yes.
and who needed hands-on help. And I appreciate anybody who is following those, because there are people who are not following that, and that's their
Right.
prerogative. But when you deal with seniors and an at-risk population, you really need to take it step by step and just be very cautious.
Yes, the
Very
families
cautious.
have been very grateful that we are doing this. Obviously, they can't come on property. They can bring groceries if they want and wave at a distance through the glass, but there is a sense of security that they know their loved ones being taken care of. And we've done a few FaceTimes as well with and helped the residents set that up for themselves, and that's huge, so they can have some sort of contact.
And hopefully they will continue to do that. I think that is
Absolutely.
a wonderful thing anyway, because a lot of family, extended family, is not in the immediate area, and being able to just have that FaceTime with people is wonderful. Now, Cindee, your title is marketing director.
Yes.
Have you been able to market? Have you had people inquiring into?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm really, really busy, and I'm astounded that people are still wanting to make moves and whatever, but there is a necessity involved as well.
Yes.
So we do virtual tours. So, and there's a lot more of work on our end because there's lots more emails, lots more phone calls than just somebody coming to the community to tour. So I have this now probably a heightened talent in taking pictures on my iPhone and videos, and that's how we do it. And people have come in sight unseen, and it's been working, the virtual tours, so thank goodness for technology.
Absolutely.
I've had to learn a little bit in that area.
But I'm sad they don't get to have one of those wonderful Concordia lunches when they tour.
I know, they don't. And I'm giving everybody a rain check. Even my prospects out in the community, we've been out delivering pies, and we just say, hey, how you doing? And I'm giving everybody, please, you come to lunch when this is over. I promise.
Can I get a rain check?
Yes,
I know I've been
get a
several
rain
thousand
check.
times
Yes.
to Concordia, but the food is amazing.
Absolutely.
Bambi, have you ever visited Concordia?
I haven't, no.
The food is amazing.
I'm
And the
gathering
campus is amazing too. I think we're very blessed to have this retirement community in our community. It was really planned out very well. It
Yes.
is.
I
We're
love that.
47 years old, Bambi, so we've been around a long time. And I think with that, it gives us some experience. And one thing I do want to say is our company kind of got ahead of the virus thing. As soon as January hit, we were ordering supplies. We were ordering all our PP equipment, so we were prepared. And I just felt the security about that, and I know that everyone else did too. But it's a beautiful campus, 26 acres of land, so you have a rain check for lunch too,
Yes.
Bambi.
That's
to come.
phenomenal.
We'll
That's-
go
thank you.
together.
That would be great.
There you go.
That would be
There
great.
you go.
How's the mental status of the patients and the people who live there? Are they feeling, is everything upbeat? I'd imagine with the garden that's there, that's incredibly helpful.
The residents, I would say for the most part, are doing well. I have been challenged during this. Everybody has been challenged, and it's our job to help them through that challenge as best we can. But to say there hasn't been one wouldn't be being honest. And we will work on individual cases and, do whatever it takes. It's almost like you have to formulate, even in independent living, a little care plan for this person. Okay, let's bring them to this activity. Let's hook them up with their family. Let's make sure they're eating right. Let's, go visit and just have a talk. So staff is assigned to, if there is somebody that's being challenged, staff will be assigned different staff members. So maintenance will go see them and have a chat. Our director, Angie Clark, will go see them, myself, the dining room. And it's fun to see the chef go the extra mile and, what's your favorite food, and make that German chocolate cake for somebody. It's the smallest things, and even conversation, it's the interaction that is what is needed. So we make that happen.
Yeah, finding a way to connect in a time when we can't physically connect is really critical.
Right.
On Facebook, I was watching a video of a grandparent hugging a grandchild through this apparatus that they'd created to bring that connection, and I know that that's really important, especially to our elderly.
Yeah, we do a lot of this. This is like our new hug. We kind of, try to touch elbows and then get away real quick. And a lot of people have said, we miss seeing your smile. And so we say, but you can tell when somebody's smiling with their eyes. And it's kind of formed a new connection, eye to eye, and really seeing into a person and connecting on a whole new level. So we obviously do try to take every challenge and turn it into an opportunity. I feel like we could write a book.
I bet you could.
Through all this, yeah.
And I just feel for our seniors that maybe are not in a community and are by themselves having to deal with this and get the right information and get groceries. And, I've seen seniors at Walmart doing their grocery shopping and everything.
Yes.
And just
we have reached out to the community and just made courtesy calls. And, we'll call up and say, hey, this is Cindee from Concordia. Are you okay? Do you need anything? You know, we'll run on a grocery run for you. We go to Walmart anyways. And then, like I said, we've delivered pies to people, and we partnered with Allen's and had a senior appreciation day. Drive by, honk your horn if you love cookies, and we gave some cookies away. But I found that in making those visits, they do so long for the connection, and just talking, you know, within that distance and saying, hey, we care about you. Even the phone call, people were so grateful that somebody reached out. So we definitely want to continue to do that on any level we can.
Cindee, thank you so much as ever. You're always a wonderful guest, and you always keep us connected with what's happening with Concordia Retirement Community. If anybody's interested, as Cindee said, she is doing virtual tours. She'll give you a rain check on the lunch. That's very important. And so, Cindee, we thank you so much. I know your information came up on the screen, but would you like to give them the phone number one more time, just so they can contact you? Yes, thank you so much for having me. And our number is 479-855-3714. And we just want to say thank you to the staff at Concordia, the residents, and the greater community of Bella Vista. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cindee.
Thank you.
We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back, and I'm going to find out some more about our wonderful co-host here.
We will be right back. Stay tuned.
Right.
Welcome back. Here are our hosts, Trisha and Bambi.
Welcome back. My name is Bambi Crozier, and I am grateful to be here today. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, so I am very excited to interview Trisha, who is a regular host here, and understand a little bit more about the behind the scenes of Bella Vista Community Television, what's going on, what it's like to be a host. Tell me more.
It's really a fun thing to be a host. I got involved, I think, about a year and a half ago, because I work for what then was Village House, which was the adult day program, and it was located just down the hallway from the community TV station right here. And I walked by one day, and I think there was a poster up that they were looking for hosts and technical staff, and I just thought that would be so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah.
And gave me a chance to bring on guests that were in the senior community too, which is very near and dear to my heart and involves all the jobs that I do. So I applied, and I'm still here. Still here.
They kept you.
So how did you get involved? How was this your first time?
Sure. I have a friend, Andrea, who's on the board, and she reached out and said, hey, we have a board position available. I think you'd be a great fit. Here's what we're trying to do, and I think it aligns with a little bit on your education and vision for what we do. And I said, okay, well, I'd love to come check it out. So that's how I got involved. And then there was an opportunity to host, and I said, well, hey, I can step in and help. And I learned there are a ton of opportunities here. So we need camera people and lighting people, and we need people who understand all that technical stuff in the background, which I don't have any experience on, but I'm eager to learn. And I'm excited about that.
And it's more important the technical side of it than it is our side of it, I think.
It's so much easier to just come up here and talk.
Oh my goodness, yes. We get to talk to interesting people in our community. I always find some new piece of information that I did not know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, always.
Well, I found it really interesting on the board. I've been a couple of meetings now, and I've learned about this. We're looking at doing some changes with the background scenery here. I found that we got new equipment, and I learned that we got some new lighting. Apparently, it used to be very hot up here.
Yes, it was very sauna-esque before.
And this isn't too bad.
This is wonderful.
And this came from an anonymous donor, from what I understand. So that's amazing. Which I think is phenomenal.
We have such
so we appreciate that, right?
Great support in the community. We really do. Such great support. And I know that the camera equipment and the technical equipment is very different now. There was a donation for that. So some of the things that I don't know that is going on, but I appreciate that.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You said your background. What is your background?
Well, my background's been very wild. So I have worked in attorneys' offices doing estate planning. I spent about 12 years with AT&T in communication and entertainment. They were moving into the entertainment world with Uverse. And for the last 8 years, we've owned our own auto repair business with a focus on bringing education, bringing trust back into an industry that's not well trusted, not well trusted, not well respected. So bringing some transparency in there, bringing some creativity and education, and letting people get hands-on. And it's the creativity aspect that Andrea thought, hey, we could really use that, and we would love to have you connect with our board.
Absolutely. So we have a connection there, because you said estate planning. I work for the adult day program. I also work for an elder law attorney.
Okay, very good.
I am the marketing outreach person, so I don't have hands-on with the clients, but he does estate planning. So I'm quite familiar with some of the things, especially to do with seniors.
Yes.
So it's always interesting helping people. And I know Todd Watley is the gentleman I work for. He spends a lot of time trying to educate seniors and making sure they understand what all this stuff means in their estate plan. So we have a connection there.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. And not just for seniors, people that are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s need to be considering their estate planning before they get there. The number of times that we would, when I was in that field, we'd be called into someone at the hospital in a bad position,
Yes.
and they're trying to sign some paperwork last minute was very eye-opening to me.
Right.
And having that part of your life taken care of in a plan is really critical.
Right. One thing that I learned that I was not aware of, that powers of attorney. After age 18, you need them. And that's something I thought before, oh, well, you wait till.
Yeah, no.
I mean, so important.
It is.
So
it's critical.
important.
It is.
So.
And when you have young ones, that's really important. You need to have those plans in place. If anything happens, who's going to take care of those kids? How are they financially going to be able to handle that? What are your wishes? So
Right.
those are really important things. But
You mentioned kids. I know we were talking before. I know you were interviewing me, but I'm very interested to find out about you, Bambi. You have kids,
I do. I have 4.
4 kids, and the age range?
Sure. Kirsten's 22, Chloe's 18, Jacob's 9, and Justin is 7.
That's a full-time job right there.
I have several full-time jobs.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. Do you have children?
I do. I have 3 girls who are 17, 15, and 14.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, but yes. Yeah. And of course, we've all been at home for the last
It's been exciting.
20 years, it feels like. So that's been a challenge. Finishing school for them has, God bless the teachers. I have 2 that are online students anyway, so it wasn't a big deal for them. It was business as usual, but I have one child who was on campus all the time, the 14-year-old, who was an A student and went to being, we just managed to get her passing grades because she just does not,
She doesn't learn that way.
she doesn't learn that way, and it was just very, very stressful.
It is.
I mean, we got to a point, we went to a well-child visit with her, and her pediatrician said, "Are you okay?" And she just started crying because of the whole schoolwork thing. And she's not that kind of child. So it's been a huge challenge, I think, for parents and teachers. And the teachers were great. They would reach out, "Is there anything we can do?" And I'm like, "No, I have to sit right next to her. I cannot leave her for a minute, else she's in home mode where she's very active. She draws, she animates, she reads, but could not focus into school because that was not where school happened.
Right.
School happened bricks and mortar for her. So
Kirsten and Chloe are both attending one NWAC, one the University of Arkansas, and they went online, and the schools handled it very quickly, even before public,
Yes.
stepped in. They had already made decisions and taken care of putting things in place. They did a great job, and both of the girls transitioned very well and completed their classes, but it was challenging because Chloe is very extroverted. Kirsten's very introverted, so it didn't impact her as hard, but that extroversion was challenging for Chloe. We work outside of our homes inside a business that's considered essential. So Chloe's at home alone all day. Kirsten's in Siloam, where she is, and then the boys would come to work with us, and we tried to teach the boys,
Right.
Thankfully I have 2 amazing teachers for the boys that really helped me, understanding that I was working full-time too. But it was challenging for Chloe, not only in learning online, but the emotional aspect of being home alone.
Yes.
And she was, can you leave Rex, which is our dog, can you leave Rex, who normally comes to the shop with us? And giving her some sort of form of communication other than electronic. And when she was here, Cindee was speaking, and I was thinking about our elderly too. It's probably really challenging. They are technologically not always there.
Right.
And so our world has gone to almost a complete technological, that's the only way you can communicate and connect. And
Right.
connecting with others is so critical.
Yes.
So-
Yes. There was another point that when we were talking earlier, when we had that brief conversation, that I am originally from England, and you were saying that your husband is from England. We have so many things in common
I know,
here.
it's crazy,
Where's your husband from?
Neil's from Wolverhampton,
Wolverhampton.
which is like Midlands.
Yes, I'm Leicester. I come from Leicester. That's the Midlands too. That's where the best people come.
I agree completely. But you know what I found interesting? I'd never been to England, obviously, until Neil.
Yes.
And when we went, he's a friend who's a professor of chemistry at the university who's from Manchester.
Okay.
And apparently that's about like 60 miles. And their accents are so completely different.
Yes.
And then when I was there, you could drive 5 miles down the road and they sound completely different.
Yes.
I couldn't understand anything.
Yes.
And when Neil's mom calls and they're talking on the phone, his accent goes quickly back.
Yes.
And I'm like, wait a minute. And when she visited, y'all need to stop because I can't understand a word you're saying.
Right.
And they're speaking English.
Right. That happened to us too. My husband is from Oklahoma. At one point, when parents were alive and everything, my grandmother flew over, and we went to Ada, Oklahoma, and my grandmother was trying to communicate with my husband's grandmother.
Oh,
And you had to interpret.
yes. What is she saying?
It was so wonderful to get them all together.
So how was
Okay.
our biggest issue
Yes.
was terminology differences.
Okay.
Okay. So one time we went shopping and Neil came home. It was a couple of hours later and he said, where are those felt tips? I need those
tips.
felt tips.
Yes.
And we're looking at each other like, what is he talking about?
Felt tips.
What is he talking about? And we couldn't figure it out. Like 45 minutes, Neil's getting frustrated.
Yes.
Because we don't understand him. And when you don't feel understood,
Right.
your tension starts to rise. And he was like, I'm frustrated. Finally, he pulls open a drawer and there they are, Crayola markers.
Yes, your felt tips.
So it's been challenging. When we opened our business, he used all kinds of automotive terminology that was British.
Yes.
And it didn't match. It's a bonnet,
Boot and bonnet.
not a hood.
Right.
It's the boot, not a trunk.
Yes.
It's not a fender, it's a wing. And I would call our part suppliers and ask for these British terms, and they would laugh at me. And I had zero automotive experience. It's been a challenge being
Yes.
married to a British man.
It is. I think it's probably a challenge being married to a British woman too.
But that's okay. But we're women, so that's
yes,
okay.
Exactly. Exactly. And you are not from these parts originally.
No, I grew up here.
Oh, okay.
So I was born in Florida, but I've moved all over. And then through AT&T, I was in Wisconsin and Illinois, and then moved down here.
All right.
And Neil and I met in Chicago.
Wonderful. Well, it's very nice finding out some things about you, and I know as we continue to host, we'll find out more things.
We will, and be able to connect like we
Yes.
do on Bella Vista Community Television with all of you.
Exactly. So we'd like to thank you for joining us today, Bambi and I, and please stay connected to everybody. Enjoy the program. If you feel that you would like to volunteer, we are always looking for volunteers and would love to have you here, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you.
this program on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at various times. You may also view this program on YouTube.com by going to Bella Vista TV. This has been a presentation of Bella Vista Community Television.